Good morning, Malta and Gozo, and welcome to another edition of Lovin Daily. I'm your host, Jonathan Chile, joined by my co-host, Paula, and today's episode is brought to you by Miles Express. Miles Express is an independent global contractor offering goods to transport and logistics solutions. They offer tailor-made solutions to meet all clients' needs and cater for both small and large businesses. They deliver all around Malta and Gozo, and they offer same-day or next-day delivery, so head over to milesxp.com to find out more. Today's headlines are as follows. Major blowback from leaked X-rated video as football coach resigns and sponsorship is dropped. Controversy erupts after revelation that 19-year-old Labour councillor sits on FINANCEMALTA board. 17-year-old arrested in Malta as part of 100 million celebrity phone hacking ring. MP files police report against man who called for his hanging in SIGGIEWI Square, and Environment Minister launches public call for picnic and camping spot ideas. Before we jump into the first story, we were supposed to have a special guest today, Eve Borg-Bonello. That has been postponed, so look out for that in the coming weeks. Jumping into the first story.
So jistgħu ngħidhom jiena l-ewwel stejjer meta jkun hawn jiena ħanħalli f'idejk tispjega timeline ta' events li għandhom x'jaqsmu ma' dal-famuż video. Għax tant kien hemm żviluppi li aħjar ittina reżumi sew inti, mbagħad nikkummenta għala Paula wara.
This was definitely one of the biggest stories on the island yesterday. I'm sure you've been following it. A young Maltese girl had her intimate videos leaked online, and they've circulated pretty much around Malta, Gozo, and who knows where else. And since then, there have been several developments. So just to break you into the timeline a little bit, the video was apparently leaked over the weekend, and police got involved on Monday. After that, and after a bit of investigation, it turned out that there was a second video going around showing a football team watching the video in a restaurant and laughing at it hysterically. So this video, which is an intimate video showing the woman solo by herself doing some intimate behaviors, was being cast on a screen in a restaurant for everyone to laugh at. After a bit of investigation, it turned out this restaurant was Kebab Factory in Msida. We contacted Kebab Factory, and when they found out, they were shocked. They said they had no idea about it, and they immediately dropped their sponsorship of the football team in question, SIGGIEWI FC. Following the revelations of SIGGIEWI FC being involved, head coach Trevor Thomas resigned. And he took to Facebook saying, quote, "I publicly apologize to both the victims and those close to her. In view of all this, in solidarity with the victim, I have chosen to burden the consequences not only by apologizing, but by disassociating from the club and resigning." After that, SIGGIEWI FC launched a late night meeting and announced that they would be launching an internal investigation. And just this morning, the girl has spoken out saying this will not break her and she'll be back stronger than ever. What do you make of all that, Paula?
Nibdew bl-avvis li namlu kull darba li fuq dal-programm ikonna xi storja ta' xi tape provokanti, espliċitu illi jillikja mal-bnadi kollha ta' pajjiżna mela. Għandek tkun taf li jekk inti għamilt share tista' teħel sa 5,000 multa u jew sentej ħabs. Ġifieri, dik in-naqa' share tiegħek jekk jittrakkjaw għall-pulizija ħadd tiġi fit-trabil. Jekk il-moralità tiegħek ma twaffqekx milli tagħmel share, forsi di għandha tillimita li toqgħod ix-xerdu. Nibdew minn hemm. Allura l-investigazzjoni tal-pulizija nimmaġina li għandhom ħafna traċċi xjaraw għaliex kif nafu tal-video spara kullimkien, nibdew minn hemm. Issa, dili klab tal-futbol, players, ma nafx xeta għandhom dal-players, jaħsbu li hija idea tajba li mhux biżejjed joqogħdu jgħaddu żmiem tifla tfajla għax joqogħdu jgħaddu il-video xulxin. Imma juru fuq television il-gravità ta' l-istupidità u nuqqas ta' rispett lejn il-proxmu hija tremenda. F'post pubbliku ta' ġifieri da mhux qegħdin farmhouse ta' qegħdin għand xi ħadd fuq restaurant, television ta' restaurant.
That sponsors them.
Kif tiġik f'moħħok tagħmel xi ħaġa stupida bħal di? Stupida aktar minn hekk li xi ħadd ħabb pjaċir jiffilmjhom. Ġifieri, ma għalhekk għadlek ħallik tgħid l-istorja għax il-livell ta' stupidità at every stage hija kbira. Ma nafx għal xiex miskin weħel. Ma nafx kien xem. Il-head coach minn da kollu refa responsabilità l-head coach u nispera illi l-klab tal-futbol jissospendi mqara ġixlobit, jagħmel xi ħaġa li l-footballers iħossuhom ma jitalmu ma jerġgħu jagħmlu qatt f'ħajjithom la b'ċajta u la b'serjetà biex it-tfal iż-żgħażagħ stess involuti jitalmu darba l dejjem li dawn mhumiex affarijiet aċċettabbli fis-soċjetà tal-lum il-ġurnata. Però nispera wkoll illi dal-klabb tal-futbol ma jintużax bħala scapegoat illi huma biss għamlu ħażin fejn jidħol il-video ta' din it-tfajla.
That's exactly right. Let's be very clear. It's not just SIGGIEWI FC that were watching this video. They were the only ones that were caught watching this video because someone, as you said, filmed them laughing at it, which is ridiculous. I do have to say, I do applaud Kebab Factory for reacting so quickly and dropping them from their sponsorship. And I also have to applaud SIGGIEWI FC for, launching an internal investigation. I mean, I applaud them slightly. Let's see if this investigation gets anywhere. I think there are hopes that the player or players specifically who cast the video onto the screen are found out and suspended, or even worse. But yes, guys, I'm not going to tell you what to do in your private life. If you want to take, sensitive videos and keep them on your phone, you do you. However, just be aware, we are living in the future. It's 2021. Hacks are real. People can get into your phone easier than you think. So if you are having these sensitive kind of videos, make sure they're super, super protected. Shall we move on to the next story?
Pero famtu differenti. Il-bira, Zazuh Carlos Borg ta' 19 sena, ta' jibnajdu minissa wa konsillir ta' San Pawl il-Bahar għal-Partit Laburista spiċċam ċappas fuq il-nasab il-newsfeeds ta' ħafna persuni il-għalix huwa membru fuq il-Board ta' FINANCEMALTA. Carlos Zarb, skużawni, ġifiri. Da' asna fu minu dal-individu, fis-sens laqwa li nitfaw it-tajn imma dik ħanasara li aktar tard. Carlos Zarb. Mela, il-bira il-membru parlamentari David Take tefa ritrat tiegħu jgħajru ta' kif inhu gvernatur, eċċetera, mbagħad daħal il-famuż Manuel Delija li kompla jgħajru, ma għaliex għajru lil dan il-ġuvni. Għajru għaliex il-vjaġġ ħanajdlu hekk edukattiv tiegħu fuq low levels qatt jgħajru għax kien imur il-higher secondary, ġifieri petty attacks. Ora, li kiku dan it-tifel għandu, dan il-ġuvni għandu kondatta maħmuġa, najt paċenzja. Imma għalix ħajarni dan it-tifel? Għalix ma marx Sana Luigi jew Dela Sal? Għalix mandux xikun jom famus li tkun taf li ġej minn xi familja privileġġata? Għax mhuwiex iktar minnek it-tifel ta' xi raġel jew mara xi CEO, xi tabib, xi avukat imlaħħa? Konna ħanaqbdu miegħu dan it-tifel li kieku kien xi wieħed minn dal-kategorija għadni kif semmejt. Għaliex skont l-istatut ta' FINANCEMALTA għandhom ikollhom rappreżentant żagħżugħ fuq il-bord li jmexxu mbagħad il-forum taż-żgħażagħ. Imma għaliex dal-proxmu inserta li huwa bniedem normali ġi attakkat mbiċċer. Xi ħaġa li naħseb li hija disgustanti. Kien hemm min prova jħallat is-suġġetti jagħti l-impressjoni li FINANCEMALTA għandha x'aqsam mal-rapport tal-Manival li għazbis titħol fih FINANCEMALTA, namlu minn kollox biex niprofaw nbiċru żagħżugħ li ċertifikat tiegħu taf x'inhu ta' 19 sena attivist fis-soċjetà ma qatx jiddedika ħajtu quddiem il-PlayStation imma actually mmur jipprova jtejjeb il-lokalità tiegħu. U provajna nbiċru. Ġifieri hand on heart meta jipprova jirridikolah. Imissu jara l-azzjonijiet u jara l-passat bħal Manuel Delija, per esempio, jara track record tiegħu u mbagħad jitkellem biex jipprova jitmellaħ bħadd ieħor. Ġifieri.
This is one of those stories that when you read the headline at first you're shocked, but then when you look a bit deeper you're like, wait a minute, should I even be shocked? So yeah, hearing that a 19-year-old is on a finance board might sound very strange, but once you look at the statute, once you see how the laws are, and then once you also look into this guy, so Carlos Zarb isn't the guy who's just come out of nowhere. Lovin Malta's reported on him for the last couple of years. He's doing very, very well in St. Paul's Bay as a councillor. He got many, many votes. He's been active in politics since he was 16, 17, if not before. And what I really enjoyed is seeing, support from the other side of the aisle, even from other younger politicians. For example, St. Julian's councillor Sean Gauci, who himself is just 18 or 19 years old, he said, quote, listen, Carlos is my friend. From my experience working with him at the higher student council, I can see what a hard worker he is. Just because a youth has made it doesn't mean he needs to be attacked. So this is coming from the other side of the aisle. So it's very strange, we probably should not be attacking these young up-and-coming youth, especially the ones that are putting the right foot forward and really getting involved in the right boards and, possibly making change. So, and as far as attacking him when it comes to his O-levels and his educational background, I'll definitely avoid that. Moving on to the next story, involves another youth. I don't know what's been happening this week, but, Maltese youths have been getting busy, even though this might not necessarily be a Maltese youth. A 17-year-old man who's living in Malta has been arrested in connection with $100 million being stole and hijacked via mobile phones. So this major ring has been caught by Europol, and one member has been found in Malta. They had allegedly stolen personal information of celebrities. We're talking singers, actors, actresses, athletes around the world, up to the tune of 100 million euros. Police have been looking for this guy since 2019. They finally found him, and when they were searching his residence, they found luxurious items as well as lots of electronic advice. So a big ring that's been active around the world has a bit of a tendril in Malta. Paul, what do you make of this?
Jiena, impressjonanti l-età ta' dan il-bniedem, ġifiri ta' 17, min jaf kif mar flow levels, jew fejn mar sixth form, bl-istess argument, imma le, proset il-pulizija li dal-aħħar edin juruna kaswara ieħor li dejja rabtu standard u edin jaqbdu daw in-nies li krimini bħal din, il-hacking, qed iżdied qegħdin naraw qed jitlu flus kbar kif qegħdin naraw dal-każ, jiġifieri nieħu pjaċir nara li l-Pulizija ta' Malta hija trazzata biex taqbad ukoll il-dawn l-allegati kriminali. Ħanerġgħu niqilbu għal hate speech għaliex għax donnu l-bieraħ ġara xi ħaġa naħseb l-istilel ma nistax nifhem u kulħadd ħass li għandu jkun hero u jattakka u joffendi u jgħajjar u jeddet lil min nixnaqlu, min jidirlu. Ħanitkellem fuq l-MP Nazzjonalista Karla Aquilina illi daħħal rapport il-Pulizija u so għamel kontra bniedem illi kummentalu illi għandu jiġi imdendel fil-pjazza tas-Siġġiewi. Ma kif? Taħseb li għandek tikteb kumment ta' dik il-kwalità. Kif dejjem ngħid, pubblikament bismek, kun jomok, ġifieri qasb fake profile. Ġifieri dax ġennu. U fil-fatt Karla Aquilina pattielu għaliex tefa' ir-ritratt li sem il-kunjom tiegħu pubbliku avvelih. Jiena li dejjem ngħid meta għax dal-istejjeret jiżdiedu darba f'kull ġimgħateti konna storja bħal di. Inti bniedem li qed quddiemek tasal tgħidlu isma' nixtieq nagħlqek u għandhom jalquk fil-pjazza ta' fejn toqgħod ma tgħidilux. Mela għaliex tiktibha?
It's crazy. I think people don't realize that what they post on Facebook is public. What you post on Facebook, everyone's going to see it. Not only are they going to see it, they're going to screenshot it. And like happened with Karla Aquilina yesterday, the photo of the guy in question was posted with a big red circle around his face. And, Karla Aquilina actually said, Kitch Kembry wasn't able to shut me up, Conrad Mitzi wasn't, and he named this guy and said, and this guy won't shut me up either. It's important to remember that Karla Aquilina is the PN Shadow Minister for Justice, so he's, definitely going to be looking into these things. But yes, publicly commenting, and this comment was made under an article that had interviewed him or spoken about him. So can you just imagine what he must be getting on his personal account? The comment said, quote, "You deserve to be taken to the gallows in the middle of SIGGIEWI Piazza, tied to San Nicola, and everyone that walks by sticks a sewing needle into you, so you get what you deserve." Like, absolutely nuts, way over the top. I'm very happy to hear that he did file a police report. We'll probably be hearing in the next coming days or weeks where this case develops. But yes, intimate videos, be careful. Hateful comments, avoid. Moving on to the final story of the day, an actual positive story, and this is actually something good to see. You don't believe it. Actually good to see happening in Malta. Malta's Environment Minister, Aaron Farrugia, has launched a public consultation for people to let him know whether there's any green areas, picnic spots, or camping sites that he should know about so he can develop them into green areas. So this is obviously coming as Malta is calling for more green public spaces. And he said, listen, quote, "We have heard your call for more open spaces and now we want to hear more." So if you know of any areas that could be a camping site or a picnic site, you're being urged to contact him at outdoors@pa.org.mt. That's outdoors@pa.org.mt. pa.org.mt by the 30th of March, and just inform them of the area. So obviously, maybe if there's an empty field or a rundown area in your locality that you could see the potential of being developed into a green space. So definitely let them know and, maybe get another green space. This obviously comes in the wake of the Fomerih debacle, as well as the Blatat al-Mer debacle in Rabat last week, which saw some areas being spray painted with no trespassing, private property, etc., etc. So, we could definitely do with some more green spaces.
Jaf kemm il-darba tkun qed issuq minn dej postu tajt il-hawnhekk vera sabiħ kollok piknik ma tkunx taf jekk hux tal-privat jew ikun mitluq wisq bix-xewk ma tistax tidħol, jew mhux piknik jew camping bil-fors minn fejn forsi tmur timxi fil-kampanja fi żmien il-COVID naħseb kulħadd skopra postijiet differenti li qatt ma tajna każhom qabel f'pajjiżna, tajjeb illi jekk tiskopri x'imkien tħalli l-ħaddieħor, tajt il-ħaddieħor bih, ovvjament ħajkun hemm min ma jħux pjaċir biha din l-inizjattiva x'ikun hemm dawk il-hidden spots li forsi nagħmluhom pubbliċi, imma jekk irridu jkollna iktar postijiet fejn nistgħu ngawdu l-arja nadifa fil-kampanja, dan huwa l-mument illi nużawh biex din issir realtà.
Now, before we end today's episode, I just want to remind you that it is sponsored by Miles Express, and in fact, we have a nice little video that we're going to cut to right now to show you how awesome they are.
At Miles Express, we go the extra mile to deliver your packages and documents on time, every time. Whether you're an online retailer that needs to deliver parcels to your customers or a professional looking to courier your documents, you can rest assured your clients will receive the professional service they deserve. We deliver all around Malta and Gozo, making sure your deliveries are carried out efficiently so you can focus on your business. Miles Express, the real express people.
So that was just a message from Miles Express. Remember, they offer same-day delivery as well as next-day delivery all over Malta and Gozo. Head to milesxp.com to find out more. From myself and Paula, have a day full of lovin'.
Ciao.